I am here today to announce the findings of the Justice Department civil rights investigation into the Phoenix Police Department and the City of Phoenix. Based on a comprehensive review, we find that there is reasonable cause to believe that the police department and the city engage in a pattern or practice of conduct that violates the First, Fourth, and 14th Amendments of the U.S. Constitution. We have also identified violations of the Safe Streets Act, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and the Americans with Disabilities Act. Specifically, we found that the Phoenix Police Department and the City of Phoenix engage in a pattern or practice of using excessive force, unlawfully detaining, ticketing, and arresting homeless people, discriminating against Black, Hispanic, and Indigenous people in its policing enforcement, violating the rights of people engaged in demonstrations and protests, and discriminating against people with behavioral health disabilities. First, we found that the Phoenix Police Department uses excessive force, often unreasonably escalating the level of force within the very first few minutes or even seconds of an encounter. This behavior includes improper use of tasers, projectiles, leg restraints, police dogs, and even deadly force, including guns and neck restraints and compression restraints. Officers also routinely delay medical aid. Second, we found that unhoused people in Phoenix have suffered a pattern of unconstitutional conduct. This finding is historic. This marks the first time that the Justice Department has found violations of the civil and constitutional rights of people who are homeless. Third, our investigation found that the police department discriminates against Black, Hispanic, and Native American people in its enforcement activities. Police officers have an obligation to enforce the law fairly and equally, but in Phoenix, officers are disproportionately targeting communities of color. Fifth, we found that the police department and the city discriminate against people with behavioral health disabilities, particularly when responding to calls for assistance. For example, 911 call takers too often fail to identify when callers have behavioral health issues and default to sending most of those calls to police officers. Finally, we found that the police department makes no concession for the particular vulnerabilities of children, instead treating them just the same as adults. The problematic tactics and unlawful conduct of Phoenix police can significantly harm children's physical and mental well-being. Not only does such conduct harm children, but it can contribute to fear and distrust of law enforcement by the next generation of Phoenix residents.